When will I be good enough to be all I wanna be? When?
So, I am with a spark of splendor. Your story is a sensational story. So, Lynnette Dickinson, this is your life, your moment to share
Thank you.
with the world.
My family had mental illness, so I was the youngest of 5 children, and I grew up with bipolar in one of my parents. And my first, I guess, memory of that is when I was 2, and my parent with bipolar was completely dysfunctional. Hadn't been that functional for the first 2 years, but was completely dysfunctional. And so there was a lot of neglect in that process. Nothing life-threatening as such, but lots of deeply scarring trauma.
Absolutely, yeah, deeply scarring.
I guess my journey with yoga began when I was 3. And after the children's programs I watched on television, a yogi came on and did her yogi thing. And I just thought she was the most exotic, the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. This, who I thought was long-limbed Indian woman called Swami Saraswati. And I just started doing yoga, copying her. And it somehow got into my soul, because I did it long after I forgot about Swami Saraswati. I still did yoga, and I sat cross-legged, as I do now. And then when in 2003, my physical condition started to degenerate after my 3rd child was born. And eventually in 2004, I had a physical breakdown.
So suddenly in your life you have your 3rd child, and suddenly you're in hospital in Bristol, in the UK. What happened? Why?
Look, I think that the scarring process, which is MS, had probably been happening for a while. It had sort of been, I'd had lots of little symptoms for a number of years, but not put any of them together. Lots of little weaknesses, lots of funny things with my vision, tingling, patches of my body that I couldn't feel, but all separately. But after the birth of my child, my 3rd child, they started happening together. And the overload of the circumstances of my life, having a child is a big load. Then I was nearly 40, and I'd recently lost all my possessions in a house fire, moved countries, was teaching in a inner city school in Bristol. So all of those crises, one on top of another, I think just pushed my body beyond what it was capable of. About 3 days into that, I was in excruciating pain and dysfunction. And I was having waves of physical and neurological symptoms moving up and down my body. I couldn't lift my head off the pillow, I couldn't move. And the only way that I could be with that was to be as still as I possibly could. And so I made my mind be still, I made my body be still. And the more still I became, the easier it became to be in that situation. I started to do what I thought was meditation. I didn't know what it was, but I sat. And every time I did it, it enabled me to accept the condition that I was in more. And so when I went home from hospital, I wasn't walking. So when I heard about Drew yoga and meditation workshop that was for people in emotional crisis, I thought, yep, that's me. I've got to learn how to live with this. Like, it wasn't getting any better.
No. And where did the visualization idea come from? Was that part of the Drew yoga, or was it something that just came into that group you were with?
Look, I think it comes from Drew. I think a lot of people, a lot of teachers say that, but I don't think that they realised the power of it. I think it was just something that people say.
Right.
I don't know that it's necessarily something that a lot of people believe.
Why are you on the planet, Lynnette?
I'm on the planet to teach peace. That's why I'm on the planet.
You are. What is that peace for you?
It's acceptance of your circumstances. It's acceptance and surrender to your circumstances. And I don't just mean acceptance as this is my lot and I'm still going to feel sorry for myself. It's this is my lot and I'm going to welcome it and see what I can do with that.
Yes.
That's peace. It's no resistance, complete and deep relaxation to what is. I'm still on that journey.
Yeah.
That journey to peace that I write about, it's still happening now. And my body is still, the condition of my body is still improving as I continue to become more peaceful, as I continue to resolve those past traumas. I tend not to look for reasons in my life. I tend to just to accept what is and work with that. And if there is a reason, then it will work its way out as it comes through. I now teach people with chronic illness and people in crisis, people with post-traumatic stress syndrome and depression and chronic illness, people who are dying.
What are you going to say to these people that are suffering, that are in the wheelchair, that are just at the beginning of their journey?
That well-being is not about being physically able. Well-being is about the peace that's in your heart. So find something that gives you peace and do it every day.
Okay, so basically you have, you've healed yourself of multiple sclerosis, MS.
I haven't cured the MS. I still have the scarring. I've got more scarring now than I did when I was in the wheelchair.
Right.
But I think what I've done is I've created new pathways around the MS. I still have MS symptoms every day.
Yeah.
But I manage them with yoga.
It's such a great privilege to hear such a fantastic story of honesty and truth and coming through, triumphing through adversity.
Thank you.
Stunning, stunning. And on that note,
Thank you.
thank you.